DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276. The news in full. The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, has announced a policy that will provide lifetime salary benefits to senior officers retiring from the rank of Deputy Controller or Commandant General and above. The policy, seen as a major boost to officer welfare, was approved by President Bola Tinubu. Tunji-Ojo made the announcement while speaking at the 2025 ministerial retreat, where he detailed the ministry's achievements and reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening institutional performance and capacity across all agencies. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has lauded President Bola Tinubu for promptly approving the release of funds for constituency projects nominated by lawmakers across the country. Akpabio said the prompt approval and release of funds to the various contractors handling projects in the constituencies has made it possible for the lawmakers to have something to take home to their constituents. Thompson Gimba has the details.
Senator Akpabio said the prompt approval and release of funds to the various contractors handling projects in the constituencies has made it possible for the lawmakers to have something to take home to their constituents. The Senate President, who was represented by his wife, Unorma Godswill Akpabio, at the various commissioning sites, thanked the people of their support for him and the party in 2023. He urged them to continue to stand by the party and President Bola Tinubu, as well as replicate same for all APC candidates in 2027.
I would like to thank the President of this great nation for making it possible for National Assembly members to attract projects to their various constituencies. We can't take it for granted. May God continue to keep him, protect him as he serves this country.
Speaking at the ceremony, member representing Ikono Inni Federal Constituency, Emmanuel Okong-Udo, thanked the Senate President for citing the 8 classroom block in his constituency, assuring him of the total support of the people of the Ikeno and Ene local government councils to the party and all its candidates in 2027.
All these projects wouldn't have been possible if through the National Assembly support given by Dr. Godswill Akpabio to the President, who has agreed to allow us have this constituency project and fund it, not just to give, but to fund it. As I was speaking with Iboro in the car, in their time, they never used to even fund. But through the President and the Senate President, we have gotten something to bring back home. May God bless in Jesus' name.
Earlier, Senator Akpabio had commissioned some similar constituency projects in Oruk, Annam local government area, which also witnessed a massive turnout of constituents to welcome the senator and his entourage. Topsy Gimba reporting for Global Television News.
Reaches its peak, something extraordinary happens around the world, across cities, towns, from continent to continent. Hundreds of millions of worshippers pause their daily routines to answer a sacred call, the call to Juma, the Friday prayer. Sadia Yakubu completes the report.
More than just a weekly ritual, Jumu'ah is a powerful symbol of unity, brotherhood, and spiritual renewal, a moment that brings the global Muslim community together in heart, purpose, and prayer. It begins with the adhan, the call to prayer, echoing through neighborhoods and markets, reminding the faithful to come to pray, come to success.
Especially the day, Friday, is a unique day among the 7 days of Islam. Jumu'ah is an avenue that all the Muslims come together, irrespective of your tribe, irrespective of your region. We come all together to pray in a single rose, to pray as one ummah, and also to pray as one entity.
People closing shops, students leaving class, workers stepping out of offices.
It unites us together by coming together, praising Allah together and in remembrance of Allah. With that, we show our love to each other and help each other with whatever little way we can.
Jumu'ah transcends social class, race, and nationality. Whether a businessman in Istanbul, a farmer in Nigeria, or a student, all stand shoulder to shoulder, equal before God.
What the Imam teaches us is about for us to fear God Almighty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He's the one that created us, He's the one that sustains our life, and with the fear of Allah, the Muslim Ummah in general will move ahead.
In an increasingly divided world, Friday prayer serves as a weekly reminder that Muslims are one Ummah, one global family. The mosque becomes a place of connection where differences melt away and hearts unite. Friday prayer is more than a communal obligation. It is a living, breathing connection that spans continent, a global synchrony that reminds every Muslim. Despite different cultures and languages, the same words are recited, the same God is worshipped, the same unity is felt. In Jumu'ah, Muslims find more than prayer. They find unity, strength, and belonging. In a world of distractions and divisions, Friday prayer is a weekly reminder that we are one in faith, in purpose, in peace. Sadia Yakubu reporting for Global Television News.
The Department of State Services, DSS, has filed charges before a federal high court in Abuja against 9 persons accused of deadly attacks on Benue and Plateau states. The charges were filed over the killings in Yelwata, Guma local government area of Benue State, as well as in parts of Plateau State, which left over 40 persons dead, many others injured, and hundreds displaced in both states. The charge sheet indicates that one Haruna Adamu, Muhammad Abdullahi of Away local governments in Nasarawa State, and others still at large, had on June 13, 2025, allegedly carried out attacks against the people of Abinsi and Yelwata villages. The federal government has announced a 6-month ban on the export of raw shea nuts, one of the key ingredients used in beauty creams, chocolates, and pharmaceuticals. The government says the move is aimed at transforming the industry, creating jobs, and empowering rural communities. Yes, Ubon Wusoro telling the story.
Nigeria is the world's largest producer of shea nuts, harvesting about 350,000 tons every year. Despite producing nearly 40% of the world's supply, the country earns just a tiny fraction of the over $6.5 billion global shea industry.
To transform Nigeria from an exporter of raw shea nuts to a global supplier of refined shea butter, oil, and other derivatives. So this is a welcome development, and I want to highlight the gender dimension of the whole value chain, because women are responsible for 90% of the pickers. By protecting the shea industry, we are protecting livelihoods, dignity, and opportunity for millions of our women.
Vice President Kashim Shettima noted that the ban is part of efforts to industrialize the sector by encouraging local refining of shea butter rather than simply exporting the raw nuts.
This will even improve the economy in Nigeria, because we can now tag all the pressing of the shea nuts will be made in Nigeria, shea nuts or shea butter, yes. And apart from that, there may be, I understand there may be some level of confusion and some cash gaps while we switch from selling the nuts to selling butter.
The move has attracted the attention of the global players in the agricultural value chain.
So when they take it out, they now change the form and now bring it back to us with an exorbitant rate. So the price tag on it is so high that you don't realize that even what we ought to enjoy as the owner of the product, we don't.
On the streets, opinions are mixed. Some see the ban as a bold step that will bring more jobs, while others worry about its short-term effects on rural farmers.
They must have seen reasons why they have to ban it. First and foremost, those agencies, they must have gone through research method to see the value or the nutritional value or the, the endemic value on what it takes on human consumption.
Experts argue that the ban must go hand in hand with better regulations and investment in local processing facilities. At the moment, Nigeria hopes that the 6-month ban will transform the shea industry from a source of raw exports into a global powerhouse for refined and diversified products. Ubong Usoro, reporting for Global Television.
The Association of Resident Doctors, Federal Capital Territory Chapter, has urged the federal government to urgently address rising challenges in the FCT health sector, warning that continued neglect could cause systematic collapse. Speaking to journalists in Abuja, the chapter's president, Dr. George Ebong, joined by other executive members, described health system in Nigeria's capital as a long-standing systemic failure requiring comprehensive and immediate reform. At its third quarter ordinary general meeting in Abuja, the association advised urgent intervention in areas such as manpower shortages, non-functional equipment, poor working conditions, and unpaid staff salaries and allowances. Anambra State government has banned the practice of writing assignments inside textbooks, describing it as a wasteful and unsustainable project. The ban is said to be aimed at making textbooks reusable, especially for younger siblings of pupils who would need them when they advance to the next class. A statement released by the State Ministry of Education says the State's Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chumade, was quoted as announcing the ban while addressing participants at the third day of a capacity building workshop organized by the Ministry for Private School Proprietors and Teachers at St. John of God Secondary School, Awka. Members of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Polytechnics have issued a fresh 21-day ultimatum to the federal government to address all lingering issues with the workers or risk a nationwide industrial action. The 21-day ultimatum, which began on August 27, 2025, was contained in a communique issued at the end of the association's 77th General Executive Council meeting held at the Audu Bako College of Agriculture, Dambata, Kano State. The Polytechnic workers demanded the release of the new Scheme of Service Constitution and generation of the 2021 agreements